everyone, welcome to the Digital Den. Today I'm here with Coach Howie and Mrs. Huff. Today we're going to talk about the origin of the Digital Den and the future of it. So what is the Digital Den and how did it start?
Well, the Digital Den is a kind of a podcast that our high school developed last year, and we were very fortunate. A couple years ago, an employee and her husband, I believe it was Jamie Evans, her husband Carrie, donated some podcasting equipment to the school, and so Mr. Phillips came and talked with me, and he knew I would be very interested in doing something like this with the students and kind of do a little bit more interactive and kind of doing some different coaches shows and in a principal's newsletter and things like that. So we got real excited about it. So we started it and just to see last year how it went as an elective, and it kind of grew from there. It was all student led. I joked earlier, I was with the classes every day, but this is the first time I'm on camera. So, but they did such a great job. They actually taught me. We kind of learned together and just kind of built it from scratch. Just kind of some things worked, some things didn't, and we just developed a YouTube channel and learned a lot about that, and just kind of went from there. And from there, we were very fortunate, just kind of with the feedback that we got from the students and the staff. And so from there, I think there was a possibility when Mr. Phillips and our administrators were looking that we were looking at making this into a pathway. And so when we needed that, we needed someone with a lot more expertise and knowledge, and we were very fortunate to get Ms. Huff and all of her experience to join. So we kind of learned last year and just hope to grow from this, and very excited to have Ms. Huff, and I've talked with her, and her vision just is so awesome, and just so much opportunities for you and all of our students in the future.
So the Digital Den has led to the video and
cinematography, video production. It's a mouthful.
Okay. So the Digital Den has led to the cinematography and video production pathway. Ms. Huff, can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes. So my background is actually not in podcasting. My background is actually in broadcast news. So I think it's very interesting to kind of come to the table, and now we have something that's already established like the Digital Den, but my hopes for the future is to create something that's not only just the Digital Den podcast, but also a newscast, student-led newscast as well. So that's definitely my vision for the future for this platform. But as for the pathway in general, it's just like all the other pathways here at Spencer County High School. You have certain classes you have to take. You can progress through that pathway starting as a freshman, and then you can earn a certification in this pathway. You can be certified in Adobe Premiere Pro, which is the editing software that we will use in this pathway. We have some really awesome equipment coming in. We're gonna have brand new cameras, brand new studio equipment, brand new lights, brand new mics, all the things you can think of for that you would need for video production, whether it's in a news studio, whether it's on a major film production set. All those things you're going to have access to within the cinematography video production pathway. So it's definitely, we're taking what has already been established, which is this awesome platform of the Digital Den, and we just want to keep growing it and making it bigger, bigger, and bigger. And that's for our students. So and a lot of students they get nervous about being on camera. That's not my background. Being on camera is not my thing either. I'm behind the camera. So there'll be opportunities for students who want to be on camera. There'll be opportunities for students who want to be behind the camera. There's a lot of writing within this pathway. So it's something really cool and just something great to offer our students.
So I personally was interested in the pathway because I'd like to be a news reporter. What specific careers do you think media arts can pertain to?
Lots, and probably more than you may think, because we are all guilty of, we see what we see. We don't see everything that's happening behind the camera. And I was guilty of that too. When I was in college, I wanted to be in front of the camera. In fact, I wanted to be a sports reporter. I love sports. I wanted to be a sports reporter and I wanted to be on the sidelines interviewing players and coaches and doing all that fun stuff. It wasn't until my internship that I realized that, oh my goodness, there's so much more excitement and fun things happening behind the camera, believe it or not. So that's kind of where I fell in love with what's happening behind the scenes. So you're talking about news anchors, news reporters, news photographers, producers, writers, all those things. Directors, we need people that are running the cameras. They need people who are operating the audio equipment. And then you have the other side of the news industry, which is marketing, business. Everything's about money. Is what makes the world go round. And so there you go. You got to have someone who's in the finance sector of this. So the media arts industry is all those jobs that you didn't think were part of the media arts industry probably are in some form or fashion.
So if someone is not interested in a career in this pathway, it's still important for them to learn to speak to people, right?
Absolutely. And I think especially today, post-COVID, post everything go into online, everything go into on the camera, digital, all that stuff. It's so important to be able to sit down and actually have a conversation with someone. And even if this is not your career, think about all the people who are influencers or who maybe they are photographers or videographers at weddings or events and things like that. Those types of people probably have other full-time jobs and they only do that on the side. They just make extra money. So it's just a good skill to know. And with the social media out there, there are so many different avenues for you to create content, and who knows, maybe you could make a career out of it.
So Coach Howie, I know that you are now in charge of the business pathway. How would you say that media arts can pertain to business?
Well, we were just talking about this yesterday with Ms. Huff, and it's just neat through business. Everything that you do, there's a business side of it, whether it's the marketing side of it, the finance, the development of it, the leadership, the management. So I'm very excited for the business. That was what my degree is in, and I hate to see Miss Koch, our business teacher, retire, but she's retiring at the end of this month, and so it allowed an opportunity for me to use my degree to get into a pathway that I have a certification in and can be a part of. So, but just what I'm excited about with the business is working with all of our other career pathways, all of our students in our school of realizing how they are going to be working with each other in each industry. That just because, like you said, just because I don't maybe want to go into broadcasting doesn't mean I'm not affected by the broadcasting industry and how I can help that, and in the same way, vice versa. So it's really neat just to kind of also, Ms. Huff was saying something when we were doing the podcast, and I learned so much about a YouTube channel, the social media, the advertising part of it, and it just kind of broadened everything to where it's really an exciting pathway to be a part of, and I just can't wait to see it grow.
Ms. Huff, what are your goals for this year?
My main goal for this year is just to expose this pathway, get as much exposure as possible. A lot of students don't know that this pathway exists. You know, it happened towards the end of last school year and a lot during the summer. My interviewing and coming on board and kind of the formation of this pathway here at Spencer County High School. So definitely getting into middle school classrooms and getting in front of middle school students and talking to them about the opportunities in the pathway and just giving them different options. And that's something that's really important. A lot of students, they come and they may not see something that's interesting to them, and maybe video production would be interesting to them. So, you know, it's exciting. It's fun to build something from the ground up because then you get to have your kind of unique spin on it. But I think the biggest goal for this year is just to grow the pathway and to get it in front of people. And we can do that in lots of different ways. This podcast is one way to grow this pathway, to keep posting on social media, to keep informing students of their opportunities here. And you don't have to be in my pathway to take these classes. You can take these classes as an elective. So if this is just something you're interested in and it seems fun and cool, it is fun and it is cool. There's a whole group of kids in here who I hope would say that they've had some fun in my class. But if you don't have to be in the pathway just to take this class as an elective. In fact, Lainey's not in my pathway. She just wants to take this as an elective because this is what she wants to do. So, but yeah, that's my biggest goal this year.
All right, well, thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching The Digital Den. Don't forget to like and subscribe.